Business management is one of the fastest growing and most sought after career options in India today. A large number of colleges coupled with unlimited opportunities have encouraged a lot of students to venture out into this field. Join me today as we focus on what scope this field holds for you. These students from IIT Kharagpur aspire to make their mark in the business world. After enrolling in one of the best institutes in India to hone their management skills, they took up an opportunity to meet talent from across the world aspiring to be top business leaders. Students from Australia, China, Hong Kong, Indonesia and 19 other countries pursuing a career in management presented their business strategies at the Global Business Challenge 2014. What do you think is the scope of business management in India?
Well, India is one of the top countries among the emerging economies. India is the place where all the action is happening. Whether you see in terms of investment, you will see that a lot of outside institutional investment is flowing in. In the long run, it's supposed to grow a lot. And well, I come from a mineral economics background, and my belief is that, especially in my field, since coal is a big problem in India, acquisition of coal, which leads to the broadening of the CAD, I believe that the business management principles applied to that field will definitely benefit us, and in other fields also.
Would you like to pursue your career in this itself, in this field, business management?
Yeah, most definitely. I feel business management is a field which is growing very rapidly in India. Like you can see a lot of companies have been from foreign have been investing in India, coming into India, and we have our own domestic companies growing up a lot. So there are a lot of positions in the field of business management that are opening up.
Do you think a formal training is absolutely needed if you want to start up your own business, or you're looking to inch up forward in this field?
Okay, I don't think a formal training is essential. It may help, but I don't think it is essential. If you see some of the popular entrepreneurs of the recent years, for example, Sachin Bansal of Flipkart, or the other guys with the Red Bus and all, especially the internet companies, most of them have not had formal training in business, but most of them had an exposure to the practical side of life. I think that is what is important and has been missing from our schools and colleges.
Do you think, apart from India, do you think it's a better option to, let's say, go abroad and pursue your degree? Do you think that gives you an edge?
Well, from my point of view, business management is a mix of both science and arts. Now, the collation of data is basically a science, while the execution is an art. My belief is that on the part of science where it's concerned, we are leagues ahead of everybody else, India to speak of. But in terms of art, the execution of it, we still have a long way to go. We are on the way. We are in the right direction. We are, as he said, that with Flipkart, we have so many startups coming up, and really, and there's also one called housing.com. So there's a lot of independent thinking that needs to be done. It's going on, but still there's a long way to go.
Picking up from the question that you all asked in your presentation, what does a modern business need? So give me your take on that.
So I think that for modern business, what you basically need to be successful in business, my opinion is all you need is drive and the zeal to do that. So the thing is, we already talked that no formal education is actually needed. You keep on learning things with time, and it comes to you. So as also we can look at the history of the successful entrepreneurs and businessmen. So all it takes is the drive, the commitment, and the zeal to do these things. So this is the major ingredient that is needed to be successful in a business. Apart from that, the skills that you acquire over time, or you may learn from formal education as well, are let's say, to put it more objectively, communication skills, understanding of finance, some study of management skills, and how to study the market, and those kinds of things.
Business management courses have seen a rise in the number of takers not just in India but globally in the last few years. Most students opt to take up the professional course in their undergraduate program and gradually go on to pursue an MBA in this. And that's where CIMA steps in with their Global Business Challenge, providing these undergraduates just the opportunity they need to showcase their talents.
It's the enthusiasm of the individuals. It's sometimes hard to remember that they are relatively young and inexperienced. They've clearly got to grips with the case study that we've set them, And indeed, the case study itself is based on one of our final examinations, so it's no easy achievement for them to tackle. But they present very well, they're very competitive, and it's the truly diverse and international flavour of the teams here, many of whom perhaps don't have English as a first language, that has, I think, been most impressive.
Students from 24 different countries working in teams of 4 present a business case study in the competition. These business ideas are then presented before judges who pick out the team with the most effective business strategies. Aspiring managers from across the world put their skills to test here.
I have been doing a BBA, Bachelor in Business Administration at King's College in Kathmandu, and I'm in the first year. So this event came along 3 months ago, and we started to prepare for it, planning for the case study itself and planning for the reports and synopsis, doing the presentation, rehearsing, and working in team.
The project we presented is on a boat building case studies, so we were given some issues and we were required to prioritize them. Whether it is, how is the impact, or how deep will this problem affect our profitability, our reputation, and so on.
A major focus of the competition is to determine the management accounting skills of the participants.
Interestingly, management accounting as a concept, though it's been globally prevalent and there for the last 100 years, in India it's a reasonably new phenomenon. Management accounting brings in the best of both worlds, business and finance. And that's a requirement of the day, because Indian businesses and Indian industries needs to have professionals who have fair amount of understanding of both the verticals. So while you are looking at business on one side, you also need to understand financial implications of it, and so it makes a far more complete understanding of the business environment and helps to build a more sustainable structure around that.
While some of these students seated here look to explore their entrepreneurial side and start their own business in the future, some, however, just look to be part of one. But either way, business management is the one course that brings them a step closer to realizing that dream. Be it chartered accountancy, investment banking, marketing executive, or management consultancy, business management lays down the foundation for these professions and many others. We're joined by students pursuing their masters in business management from Sydenham College. Let's find out what's their take on this field. So what, according to you, is the scope of business management in India?
So India's got a very massive market right now in terms of the size of the market, and this is just going to increase because of the increasing middle class in India right now. So this makes it a very attractive destination for foreign companies as well as Indian entrepreneurs to set up business in India. And hopefully with the new government, because of the ease of doing business, that's going to get better and better. So these companies that are setting up in India or are looking for India as an investment decision are going to be very on the lookout for people who can manage those businesses. So I think business management is very promising in India right now.
What about you?
I think, like you said, India is a growing market, and traditionally India is not a country that has been coming up with innovations. Businesses were run because of business acumen, maybe because of few individuals or families, but now things are changing. There are more people who are interested to come in India, set up businesses, and because of this influx of business, you need more people to come out, contribute. So, and something very special about India is you cannot look at it as one market. It's every 200, 300 kilometers, there's a different market altogether, there's different demographics altogether. So you need more people who understand that, change models, design models, according to these maybe a million small little markets which actually make up India.
So we have a lot of new startups coming into the picture. Do you think a formal training is needed to actually help them pursue their field better? I mean, to make their businesses better?
Why formal training is required? The reason behind it is now knowledge is available everywhere. Even if you Google it, you can find anything. But for networking, for applying like practical applications of that knowledge, formal training is definitely required. And now we see that only forming managers is not an important thing, but like entrepreneurship is equally important. And for that, I think for networking is important, and like people need to go for formal training.
Do you agree with her? Formal training is a must if you want to start up your own business?
Yes, I agree with her. I think formal training is required. Management by definition means managing limited resources effectively. So a good manager will, formal training or management training would also help you get, like as she said, knowledge is available everywhere. So converting this knowledge into information and this information into your insight only happens when you have formal training. Knowledge to information can be converted with all the skills that you acquire with formal training, and these insights are gathered over years with the experience that you applied these skills. So I would agree. I would say we need formal education for management.
So what, according to you, does a modern business need? Like businesses today, what do you think is the must?
They should have a fluid core. There are companies, there are individuals who are setting up, smaller businesses and giving the big boys a run for their money. With the use of internet, which is increasing day by day in India, it's easy to promote your business. So a company has to understand which are the businesses which they should give up, not so profitable, and move into something that's, which is more challenging, which is not out there. In order to do that, they should understand the pulse of the market. Now, there were individuals who used to do this. There were analytics which helped. Right now, I think there are companies which are investing and building systems in order to predict what is the next big thing, what is the next big trend that's going to happen in the market. So I think analytics is going to play a very important role.
Moving on to the educational aspect, do you think in India we have enough business schools? All the business schools that we do have, are they up to the mark? Do they provide you do they equip you with the right sort of knowledge that you need to actually go out there in the field and establish yourself?
Okay, so according to me, if we comment on number of business schools, then in last 15 years, the number of business schools is increasing rapidly. But I guess the quality of business education should be up to the mark. It's not up to the mark currently. And if we consider colleges, then different tier 1, there are tier 1 colleges, there are tier 2 colleges, and they offer different syllabuses there. If colleges approved by, colleges affiliated by university, they will be having curriculum which will be decided by university. But that will provide you theory knowledge. But according to me, in colleges, there should be more focus should be on live projects or say case studies. So I guess it should be more focused on that.
Students have the option of choosing to specialize in the different branches of the management course, be it marketing, finance, human resources, or operations and systems. In a bid to make sure students learn the maximum from the subject they have chosen, colleges too are now upgrading their syllabus.
From this year, Bombay University has, from the batch of 2014, they have changed the syllabus radically. They have decreased the number of subjects, and each subject is, you have to go more in depth. So perhaps now these students with the new syllabus are better equipped to face the corporate world.
While many students stand divided when it comes to the quality of education being imparted by business management colleges in India, some even preferring to go abroad, the phenomenon, however, seems to be changing. Another interesting fact is that while most students first pursue their course in business management and then start up their own businesses, this, however, is now changing. Many of them are taking the reverse route. Let's find out more on this after this break.
What does freedom mean for India's young? What are they doing to script new India?
How can we really get to a model where our politicians can be given a report card based on what people think about their performance?
This Independence Day, we meet some of those whose vision, hard work and determination are changing India. On Heads Up at 6:30 p.m. only on NDTV Prime.